Hello, good evening, and welcome to Life Science Conference with Prophet Emmanuel, Day 2. In Day 1, we introduced the subject that everything you do, your life is like a tree that you're planting. And once you plant, you will reap from that tree. So you can't undo certain things. However, through this presentation, I want to encourage you that you can lay a conscious foundation for your life. In the one we talked about modern education, and I believe you have been much enlightened through this teaching. In this Day 2, we are going to talk about global citizenship awareness. So let's get on board. Okay. Let me ask you this question. What is your need? Take a sheet of paper and do this. What is your need, or what do you need? Write them. I'm giving you some seconds. Put them down. Maybe 3. What do you need now? Now, what are some of the things you need? You may need a lot of things. Write some of them. Okay, let me help you. Examples of things you may need may include money, cash, team, somebody to work on a project with, idea. Some people, they want to do something but they need idea what to do. Some of the needs you have is direction. You need where to go, how to do it. Mentorship. Some of the ideas that you need somebody to lead you, to show you, to push you. Some of the need also include protocol connection. You need somebody to hold your hand and say, follow me, I will take you to that place. Also, testimony. Some of the need is you also need somebody else say, oh, he can do it. That is the guy, I believe him. Oh, give him the opportunity. Some of the need is skill. Some of the need training, assistance. You need somebody to help, support. You need somebody to invest in you. Commitment and sacrifice. Sometimes you need somebody to be there for you when everyone else give up on you. Commitment, that is that concern and thoughtful. Sometimes you wish there is somebody who can just be thoughtful about you, and so that with your shyness and inability to ask, they can be thoughtful and come and say, hey, I want to help you. I think you need this. Or, how may I help you? And then you can tell them, please, I need that, I need that. Sometimes your need is a gift of anything. But guess what? All these needs, sometimes some are also allocation, that somebody should push you to a certain place that will change your life. Others also investments. You wish there is somebody that can invest in you, either their money, their time, their resources, or whatever. But did you know, I mentioned how many needs? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 16 needs that I have mentioned. Maybe they might differ from what you listed also. But all the needs that you have, I have, everybody has its answer in another person. All the needs has their answer in another person. Everything you ever need in this world, in this life and beyond, the answer is in another human being. Think about it. How important a relationship is then. Okay, so welcome to today's talk. What do you see in the picture? Where do you think this woman come from? This man, this guy, that lady, that and that. Okay, you see a multiracial group of people. Okay. So what we are talking about is global citizenship awareness, GCA. What is global citizenship awareness? Okay. When we talk about globe, we are talking about the whole world. Okay, citizenship is a member of a country. Okay, what is the meaning of awareness? Is to come to know, come to terms with, come to the knowledge Okay, come to the light. Come, be at home with the reality. That is awareness. A lot of people are not aware. Okay, so global citizen awareness is the awakening of the consciousness of the inevitable oneness and merger of various nations, culture, and people. Guess what? Guess the definition. It is the awakening of one's consciousness to the inevitable oneness and merger of various nations, culture, and people. There is no more African, no more American, no more Chinese, no more Indian, no more Asian, no more nothing. Everybody that have ever tried to stand to be racist, to be defensive of their tribe, of their country, will continually fail. Why? Because the world has come to a place that we are gradually becoming one. There is an inevitable oneness. That is connection coming. Now, a Japanese does not stand behind the Japanese only because it's a Japanese. A Japanese can stand behind a Ghanaian because they share the same vision, the same goal. And now, this ideation, this flexibility, this global citizenship awareness is bringing people together, forming a new tribe, a new citizenship that put them beyond their tribe, that put them beyond their race, that put them beyond their country, that put them beyond their continent. And this is what everyone should know. Now, your relevant or your liability does not only affect you and your community, your tribe, or your country or continent. It affects everyone. So is everyone's, that is vice versa. So is everyone. Okay, and guess what? The definition, it is inevitable. You can't stop it. Cultures are merging and bringing redefinition. People are dropping certain traditions which they used to defend staunchly. Why? Because there is an emergence of a global citizenship awareness. Okay. So what are some of the impact of this global citizenship awareness? Because people are awakening that, hey, I'm not just an American, I'm not just a Ghanaian, I'm not just a Nigerian, I'm not just a Chinese, but I'm also a citizen of the earth, a citizen of the whole world, and my life impacts everyone. What is this causing? This thing is so important. There are a lot of people that may doing it subconsciously, but they are not aware. But thank God I'm sharing this so that everyone can be aware, so that even if you've been driven by that subconscious, you can say, oh, this is it, and if you are not aware at all, you can also start taking advantage. Otherwise, you'll be a victim of the future. Okay, one is the emergence of international organizations and control. Because the world has made to be one, and it is unstoppable, there are giant international organizations and controls coming, stronger and powerful even sometimes than government. In 2020, where COVID came, and not only that year, we've seen the force, the power of certain international organizations and the extent of their control, even compelling governance of nations. Okay, so it tells us that everyone should be a part and parcel of an international organization, or find a control beyond their locality and non-local control. Otherwise, a higher force will superimpose policies on them. Okay. International influence on local communities. It is similar to what I explained. These international organizations and controls are able to mobilize higher forces that help them to influence local communities, even subconsciously or beyond their will. So everyone should be aware of this so that they will not be victimized. Global affiliations and fraternities. Because of global citizenship awareness, you can connect to people from around the world and build stronger ties that will grant you protocol in life. You don't just stick to your local. You can connect beyond, and the farther your connection, the greater your success. In this world, as in this era, it is very important who you connect with and the extent of your connectivity, because it defines the extent of your influence and your freedom. Global standard requirements. Because of the oneness that inevitably is happening to everyone in the world, everything is becoming global standard. Everything is having the criteria of a global standard. Now, what does this imply? It means that whatever ability you have, whatever skill you have, whatever vision, ideation, whatever you want to do, it should fit into this global standard. You cannot just do things because that is how it is done in your local community. Why? Because somebody with a higher vision of this global citizen awareness will build something that will superimpose and make yours almost irrelevant. Example, imagine you build a phone that only help connect your local community, and I build one that help to connect you to people beyond your community. Yourself, which one will you buy? Because one limits you to a particular local or geographical area, while the other give you extra freedom. Which one will you patronize? You buy the one that extends your borders. The same thing. So the vision you have, whatever that you want to do, you should think from the standard of the globe, so that you build according to that requirement, so that you become a global product. Okay. Because of this global citizen awareness, there is global opportunities beyond local limitations. That is wonderful. Now, you may be in a particular community where you think, well, I have this ability, but there is no place for me. There are no opportunities here for me to explore. Because of global citizenship awareness, you can grab opportunities beyond your local. So what do you have to do? You have to start building connection. You have to read beyond your local. You have to research beyond your local. You have to explore, and then you can find opportunity that will change your life, and you'll be surprised. So you don't need to limit yourself to your country, to your local any longer. You have to look beyond whatever that you're doing. Your vision should encapsulate the entire globe, and that will create more opportunities for you, or it will fit into an already created opportunity, and your relevance will start making you profitable to self and the world. It also resulted in superior global mastery and controls. This is so important. Superior global mastery and controls. When we talk about mastery and control, we are talking about discipline, character, and leadership. Things that grant people or accord them with the title of a master, with the title of an expert. So we have levels, okay, of expertise. I'm not talking about this in the light of the school. like you have a doctor's degree, a master's, or PhD. That's not what I'm talking about. But I'm talking about in terms of competence. Okay, in terms of competence, you can build to that scale where you'll be recognized. For instance, you can be a local athlete, but also there is a global athlete. Yes. So now you realize that there is no limit to what you can become. You don't need to say to yourself, well, I think everybody knows me in my community, it's fine, my country. No, you can be, there is no limit to what you can become. Okay. And guess what? The more you develop competencies and build masteries, the greater your influence and the more useful you become. Okay? And the greater your freedom as well. Emergence of international languages. You see, these things I'm talking about are things that have been in the system, but I don't know whether it was consciously driven or built, or it just came as a revolution, because yes, it could be. But now I'm sharing this to bring the awareness that, hey, this is why we are speaking different languages. Okay, because so this teaching should remove the doubt and argument that some local communities, countries, and schools have had. Should we use our local? Should we? We have to focus on the relevance of what we are doing. These are happening. We are learning various languages because we are now in a global nation where we are also citizens not only of our motherland, our country, but also citizens of this globe. Okay? Citizens of the whole world. And by that, we have to also learn their languages. Because language grants you oneness with one. It gives you opportunity to deal with somebody you don't know. Okay? So if everyone speaks their language, who will listen to the other? So this has also resulted in the emergence of international languages, and these languages help us to communicate better, okay, beyond our local limited dialect. And talking about language, I'm not only referring to dialects, whereas we speak your native tongue or English language or French or Chinese, not only that, but also of the direction of our thoughts, the way we think. I have the language I speak. That is why there is a caliber of people I can relate with, because we speak the same language. I'm not talking about English language or my native dialect. No, I'm talking about the fact that we think in a particular direction. Okay. Higher intelligence, creativity, and technological edge. I don't need to tell you this. You have to look around the internet, social media, and you say this. Because the world have merged and becoming much sticking and gluing and much bounding. Intelligence is evolving to its highest level. Of course, we have not reached anywhere in terms of intelligence, because per my own study of what we are capable of doing, there are so much ahead for us to achieve as human beings or in our civilization. However, because the world has become or inevitably becoming one, there is a compelling intelligence where I can see a superior life somebody is living based on their superior intelligence or knowledge, and I can also comprehend, I can also stand on that foundation and build. So there is such a higher intelligence that is evolving. First, if you were only limited to your locality, you will not know this. But now, because you have access to various information, researches, and events of life from places, there is a possibility of higher intelligence that is going on every day. You can learn so much, you can explore so much, and also creativity. We have access to unlimited creative materials that sometimes can even confuse you, and that compels everyone to also come out with masterpiece. The same thing has to also deal with technological edge. Today you see China evolving, Elon Musk, other countries, other African countries. That is that. And the last thing we talk about the impact of the global citizenship awareness is competition, rivalry, and dominance. There is a higher level of competition, rivalry, and the purpose of this competition rivalry is to dominate the market. It wasn't like that, but now there is a global market where everyone is a candidate. So you build your assets. I'm talking about your potential. They are your fundamental assets. Then you come into the light. You start the competition. You find your rivals. Then you war for dominance. So this is so important. Now you know this. You no longer sit at your lookout and think, well, this is our land. We are taking, nobody is going to take it from you. Before you realize, somebody will come from somewhere and they will buy the entire land. They will build something with international or at global scale, and it will swallow up your market or your business. So this helps us to also think big, so that we don't limit ourselves or become a victim of this global citizenship awareness. Now let's have a look at this. Everybody, if you're a parent, you should have a globe in your house, and you should constantly point your children to them to let them have this idea of global citizenship awareness, that it is inevitable. Everyone also should always have the consciousness of this picture in everything that you want to do. If you have a football, if you want to pursue football career like soccer, whatever it is, basketball, authorship, whatever that it is, you have to look at the globe as your market, because all the things that we talked about can be opportunity for you, or they can also be a disqualification for you. Okay, how do you benefit from this global citizenship? Okay, develop flexibility in life. Flexibility is powerful in this era. What is flexibility? It's the ability to adjust, tolerate, and relate with others without judgment and without losing your identity as well. So you have to learn how to accept others, their language, their culture without judging, without also concluding them as good or bad, but seeking a common ground to understand and then apply it if there is a relevance in it. This is what is referred to as flexibility. And to also ignore the aspect that is irrelevant, no matter how you get glued or addicted to it. Okay. Don't be limited by culture. A lot of people are limited by their culture today. But because the world is merging, you can't continue to defend a culture, because we know every culture has its pros and cons. Earlier, everybody was religious about their culture. And what they don't know is that it tends to war against their own lives. Because if you defend a lie, it works against you only. The same way, if you stand for the truth, it works for you only. Good, same for everyone. So you don't have to be limited by your culture. You have to be open, embracing, and admitting. You hold on to what is good and let go what is a trash. And it will make you very successful. You walk to a place and everybody, it doesn't matter their assumption on you earlier, they will say, oh, we never thought so of you. That is wise. That's kind of, because it helps you to fit into every culture. And the more you can fit into so many cultures, the more successful you will become. Develop quality relationship skills. I don't need to explain this. We are in a human world, and one of the things that we continually grow hunger of is humanitarian services. Relating as humans. We don't have quality relationship nowadays because a lot of people are talking as pro, but they lack the skills because they copy here and there. It is important. It's up to you to put to practice these things we're talking about. Practice empathy at your workplace, at home. Practice temperance. Be disciplined. Practice being in a man or woman of integrity. Learn to speak about the truth all the time. Learn to tell the truth. Okay? Learn to be tolerant, like the things we talk about. Be flexible. And this will inevitably make you a leader. And that will make you successful in this 21st century. Also, develop communication and linguistic skills. You have to learn how to communicate. Because we are in a global world, how you may communicate in your locality to be accepted might not be same in other cultures, countries, or continents. But you can study the global standard skills and you can evolve to a global scale quality communicator. And also linguistic skills. At least you have to learn a language or two in addition to your local language. That grants you advantage, yes, to explore more opportunities in this globe. You have to also develop your potentials and put them to work. One of the greater opportunities that this global citizenship has brought is the fact that there are people that are even looking for competencies across the globe. So when you have a potential, with the aid of these technological stuff that have spurred or has caused this global citizenship, you can be seen, and then it is easy for you to thrive in this global citizenship compared to being in a local community. Aspire for global visions and pursue. You know, I don't know how these people that are leading technology, they have made the world a better place through their connectivity, through the internet, mobile, that's computers and all these cars, vehicles and all this stuff taught earlier. But whatever their vision was, today we have evolved to a higher level where everyone, every child that is born into this world, in this era, should be taught to use the globe as their focal point in terms of vision. You don't have to, let me put it this way. If your students, your children, you If you are limited, your vision is limited to your locality, that is how far it will go. No matter how successful you become, still you'll be pressed in by global competition. So we don't have a choice, because, and this is important, because we mentioned global masteries and control. This is compelling all of us to be better. So everyone should have aspire for global visions and pursue them. Whatever you want to do, think beyond your local community. It is so important for you and for the world, because what you may do here might be as much relevant everywhere. And sometimes the things you may do might not even be recognized in your locality, but it might be at international or global scale. Tackling local international issues, problems are worlds. Because the world is one, there are people who think that they are in charge of this world. They are right in a way, because when nobody is thinking so, they are concerned to think so. But in a sense, they are not right, because they are entitled. And they are entitled because there are a lot of people who act as if they don't care whether the world fall into shambles or not. So these obsessed individuals get entitled sometimes that they have to shape the destiny of the whole world. Well, you also share that power. You see, what we are talking about is your power. It's a special right you have. Every country, every citizenship has its rights and privileges. The same thing applies to this global citizenship. If you don't awaken to this possibility, you will not be able to function with this power we are talking about. But if you do, it will be a freedom for you. So whatever problems that are facing Americans, Chinese, Africans, other continents and countries, they are also your problem. You can respond to that irrespective of your location, and it will make you relevant to the whole world. Never think that somebody should take care of the problems. You too can. And the last thing is develop leadership and problem solving skills. We already talked about this. Learn to be a leader and learn to solve problems. You start with you, from local community, from your locality, and then you can aspire to global scale. Okay, so think about business startup always in every place, wherever you go and all you do. Everything that you do is a potential business startup. So you can, and then it will make you relevant. And everything you start up can also go globally. It's just a matter of time. So don't limit your vision, don't limit yourself. Okay. What are your questions and further responses? You can drop them in the comment section. Thank you very much. Let's take these activities. 1. What comes to mind when you hear of GCA, Global Citizenship Awareness? Your own. 2. What opportunities can you create with global citizenship awareness beyond your country? 3. List 3 skills that will benefit you in our era. Talking about global citizenship awareness. I am Prophet Emmanuel of CRI. This is Life Science Conference Day 2. Stay tuned as we bring to you Day 3. Thank you very much.